Welcome to a sunny and warm Knockhill racing circuit for the second round of our club classes. A wide selection of different machinery competing in various classes. I'm going to hand it to Dennis and Duncan and they will take you through today's proceedings.
Thank you very much, Joe Tanner. Welcome to a lovely sunny Knockhill, and it's a pre-injected 600 championship here. The guys are really friendly, Dennis. We love the pre-injected guys in association with Cooper Motorcycles. And there is the grid. Keep your eyes on Teesdale and Polanski, definitely the class of the field. But Paul Bowerbank seems to be getting his mojo back then.
Yeah, for sure. Paul Bowerbank's getting back into the swing of things. But also on the back of the pre-injection 600 grid, we've got the non-qualifiers from the Superstock 600. So quite a full grid of bikes for this one.
Such was the size of the Superstock 600 entry. We're going to get these guys onto the back. But there is the man of the season in this class, Lee Teesdale, as he rolls into his grid slot in pole position, the number 78 600 Yamaha, and he's getting himself ready for the start. A class field here. We're looking for good things from Paul Bowerbank, the pale blue bike just next to him, and on the second row, number 27. But we're under starters orders already. We're waiting on the lights on the bridge. They're on. The Beatson's bridge is illuminated, and away we go. It's Polanski with a good start. Nice long slip of the clutch there for Polanski as he gets going down towards St. Curves. But Teesdale absolutely out of the blocks like a bullet down to the first corner. Leads going through St. Curves and down through Leslie's. Let's make sure everybody gets through the bottom here in one piece. A few guys jumping up the inside as they go in towards Scotsman there, but thankfully everybody's still on the wheels as Teesdale leads through the Arnold Clark chicane for the first time of asking.
Yeah, and look at the gap he's got already, and we must admit there was a new class lap record set yesterday, Duncan, in glorious conditions, a 53.9 by Lee Teesdale on a pre-injection bike. Pretty awesome.
That's pretty hot pace for a pre-injected bike. 53.9, we like that. So here's Teesdale on his way to the hip, and Polanski with that quite distinctive style in second place. He's quite upright and he's all arms, elbows and knees, Matthew Polanski. We're looking back from Matthew Polanski into Chris Clements. Going on another 600 Yamaha. The Yamaha, Dennis, does seem to be the bike of choice for this class.
Yeah, for sure. The pre-injection guys, they all seem to be using them type of bikes there, as we see Des Burns and the man there, our champion from last year, Paul Bowerbank, just got to be inside into St. Curve. And Bowerbank, like you say, looking like he's getting back to his old style. He's getting quicker and quicker all the time. But just try to see that, Duncan. We're getting notifications. There's been a few jump start penalties in this one. The guys might not even know, because a lot of these guys don't have pit boards. So bike 11, 26 and 27 have all got jump start penalties.
Give us a name. Patrick Foreman. Oh, the doorman. Patrick Foreman gets a jump start.
Yeah, as does Paul Bowerbank, who's running through there in fourth at the moment. And the number 26 on our screen there, Alan Rennie.
That's Bowerbank's teammate. So it's been a bad time for the 26 and 27 bikes. So Paul Bowerbank will be absolutely furious. And like you say, Dennis, these guys, a lot of them don't run a pit board, so they'll have no idea until they pull into the winner's enclosure at the end of the race. But there's Alan Rennie, 26, and Patrick Foreman, also number 11. Patrick Foreman quite far down and out of place anyway. I must have had a bit of a dodgy start. But look at Bowerbank. Bowerbank now pulls out from Chris Clements' slipstream, and he takes him on the brakes in towards St. Curves. So Paul Bowerbank is starting to show why he was the man of this class a couple of years ago, and he's getting the speed back in that 600 Yamaha.
Well, he's passed two people in the same place there now. He must be getting good drive out the hairpin up onto the start-finish straight and carrying that momentum, getting a little bit of a slipstream and being really brave on the brakes and towards the top of St. Curve, and two people in 2 laps there, and he's going to be chasing through, but he's not realising he's got a 10-second jump start penalty. But the man at the front, Lee Teesdale, absolutely rocketing away as you look at the 1-2-2 machine there of David Sudders on the Superstock 600 bike.
That'll be that new seamless shift gearbox that Bowerbanks had slipped into that 600 Yamaha. Look at him, he's all over Polanski. Wow, what an overtaking manoeuvre at the hairpin. Bowerbank flies past Polanski on the brakes, and well, that's going to be a bit of a wake-up call. He went into the corner a little bit too hot. There's contact on the edge of the corner, exit the corner. Good grief. So Polanski gets the position back, but look at Bowerbank's speed up the straight there.
That was a bit of a bizarre one there, Duncan. You know, I think Bowerbank went slightly wide, used all the curb and came back across the track quite sharp. Polanski was on the throttle quite hard, driving out the way, and that contact could have been almost quite dangerous, because it looked like Bowerbank's front brake lever was into the side and the arm of Matthew Polanski there, but very lucky to get away with that one. And great contact racing between these guys in the pre-injection 600, and this is why they always provide the most entertaining racing out there.
Bowerbank using the exit curb and the green strip at the end of the exit curb there, and you can see he really has put down a quick lap here, and he is pulling away from Matthew Polanski. Chris Clements is now on the back of Polanski. Polanski is going to have to be strong on the brakes here, because here comes the number 6 bike. bike up the inside. It's a cracking manoeuvre, and that's a controlled overtake by Clements. He's not going to run wide on the exit the corner. He gets to the apex, and Polanski's now got a bit of heat from Des Burns on the 67 bike.
Yeah, for sure, and look, nice and neat there did Chris Clements, didn't he? He never looked out of shape, got that, but look at Polanski's bike. Polanski's always been fairly quick between the likes of Clarkson, the hairpin, the start-finish straight, but not maybe as fast through the twisty stuff from Seat Curve, right there through the Arnold Clark chicane, up towards Clarkson, and that's where these guys seem to capitalise. And there is two ways of gearing your bike, Duncan, you know this yourself from racing. You can either gear it for the straights or you can gear it for the twisty parts of the track, and it's all very much your own preference and how you feel you are when you're out there on the circuit.
What would you rather gear your bike for as we go past George McCombie then? What would you rather gear your bike for?
I mean, to be fair, I would normally probably gear it from the top of Seat Curve right the way through, but it just depends on how you're running. If you're right on the pace on a weekend, you're running strong, that's what you do it for. But if you're struggling for pace, you maybe just want to have that run out the hairpin so nobody's going to drive past you as Clements goes up the inside of Bowerbank.
Yeah, speaking about strong, Chris Clements this weekend really has come out pretty well. Looks to run a little bit wide in the exit there, but holds it together. So Chris Clements, he's overtaken a couple of guys at the hairpin now, Bowerbank and Polanski, two fairly hot big names in this pre-injected 600 class. Number 6, red and white 600 Yamaha, Chris Clements up into second place now.
Just try to see that Lee Teasdale's already 7 seconds ahead of this bunch for second place, Duncan. That is a massive lead, and his quickest lap so far 54.3, and first thing in the morning, the track's not fully up to temperature yet. That's a fast lap time regardless, and that would have been equal with the previous lap records from before, but obviously he did a 53.9 yesterday. The guy's absolutely on fire.
This really does take the wind out the sails of the guys who are in second, third, fourth, fifth, all fighting as hard as they can. But here's the man of the moment. We know how good a rider Lee Teasdale is, supported by Ambler Engine Services. Chris and Ian Ambler up the main straight he comes, and they've got that little 600 Yamaha absolutely singing as he goes over to click off another lap.
I suppose what you could say there as well, he's actually riding in two classes, Duncan, so maybe it's just that little bit more track time as well is maybe helping him out. You know, he's riding in the lightweights class, and he's riding that mini twin really well, and obviously that's keeping him strong in this one. But the guys are kind of spread out just a little bit at the moment. Let's
let's talk about Des Burns as we see number 14 going through the shot there. That's James Barrett. James up the exit curve with a nice orange vest on. We like seeing orange vests out there, Des Burns, a man who has been promising so much recently. Des is just off the back there. He's currently in 5th position, and he's a little bit out of sorts, Des Burns, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure. You know, he's not just having the best of races so far, but I'm sure as the weekend progresses, Duncan, he's going to get stronger and stronger. He knows he's got the pace over the rest of the guys. He's beat Teasdale recently, he's beat Polanski, he's beat all these guys around him. He's just got to get away at the start. I think he's been having a few issues with the bike and bits and pieces, but Des Burns on the Autovox limited machine there, just behind Matthew Polanski as he come out of the hairpin. Yeah,
he's starting to get it together now, but he's going to have to, because Bowerbank and Clements have both checked out. Clements has dropped these guys. He's in a clear second place now, is Clements, as they go over the crest off the hill to click off another lap here at Knockhill in this pre-injected 600 championship.
Yeah, for sure, that looks like the case, and we shall soon see what happens. But Des Burns looking nice and smooth there as he heads through in towards Scotsman, and looking really good. And let's see how much he closes up towards the back of Polanski as he goes through Butchers in towards the Arnold Clark chicane. You can see this is a good part of the track for Des, and always been strong through that section of the track. And you can see that, you know, from the middle of the circuit, he's always strong through the twisty stuff, is Des.
Speaking of strong, though, here he comes, number 78. It is all on his way to the hairpin. Lee Teasdale, nice and correct through the hairpin there, picks the bike up onto the far part of the turn, accelerates out with a nice little wheel. But look at Des Burns going past Polanski like a bullet there up the inside at the hairpin. As we go back to Matthew Kerr and Harry Pooler, a Super Stock 600 bike, and Harry Pooler on the pre-injected bike. But a good move by Des Burns there. We were just starting to talk him up a bit, and I would like to think he managed to get that bike stopped at the apex then and get away and hold the position.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you say, he's confident and strong once he's up and running. He's just got to kind of get that pace early doors, but like I say, there's nothing anybody can do about Lee Teasdale out there at the moment. He's going through these guys pretty quickly at the moment there, and already on the back of quite a few of the slow riders out there. Some of the guys that learned the way, and I think that might be Eddie Butler. He's just going past there. Eddie Butler, a guy that used to race as well a while back, had a bit of a break and coming back and having a fair bit of fun.
Yeah, Eddie Butler, a nice chap there. He's also just past George McCombie, but here comes Lee Teasdale once again through Taylor's Turn, the hairpin at Knockhill, and he accelerates out and up the main straight. It's been a pretty impressive show so far for the first race of the day for him. He takes a convincing, commanding, dominating win there. Absolutely stamped authority all over that one. In second place we're going to get Chris Clements coming through. But there is a man off for the moment, and the rest of the guys in Scotland, Dennis. Oh, as we get down at the hairpin, there's a big high side for somebody right at the end of the race. Did you get a number on that one?
That was Richard Johnson there, and that was pretty much an egg beater there, Duncan. The bike dug in and flipped over.
So Teesdale wins from Chris Clements, Paul Burbank and Derek Burns, Des Burns. Polanski, Rennie Foreman and David Suddes in 8th. But let's just hope that Richard Johnson is okay after that egg beater at the hairpin. Let's hand down to Joe Tanner.
Paul back on the podium, a good 3rd position. That'll make up for the disappointment of getting turfed out this morning.
Well, it was a bit disappointing this morning. I've been disappointed all season, to be honest, with the bad start, a couple of crashes, but finally back on the podium, it's a step forward.
It's somewhere to build from as well, isn't it? It's going to put you in a decent position for the race later on this afternoon, and obviously straight to the front.
Oh yeah, hopefully, because it's a better position than sitting on the pit wall in 4th, because you just end up on the wrong side of the track to get into the first corner. So sitting in 3rd, I think, is the best place on the track for me. So try and get a better start and keep in front.
Lee, domination yet again. You're turning into sort of a Michael Robertson figure in the 600s. I just speak to them after every single race, having won yet again. It's almost easy now.
Well, I wouldn't say it's easy, but the bike's handling well, going well, and I feel comfortable on it, and just going out and riding, you know.
Exactly, putting in good consistent lap times. Are you thinking about the gap behind you? Do you have any signals to let you know if there's anybody close by?
No, I haven't. Maybe it's due with some, because I sometimes think that they're right at me tail, you know, so, but it gives us a bit of push on, so let's try and push till the end.
A good solid 2nd place, a good result, but struggling to match Lee's pace.
Like I said, everybody's struggling to match Lee's pace this weekend. He's broke the lap record about 3 times. So, I think we can forget about 1st place this weekend. Like, he's on it, so.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So welcome back to Knockhill for the lightweights this time, and we've got the grid in front of us. So we've got Shirlaw, Donald and Weaving. Keep your eyes on Craig Shirlaw, a very famous name in Scottish motorcycle racing, and Mackenzie, Rollo and Robinson. Taran Mackenzie back up once again on his Moto3 bike. And another Moto3 bike out there as well, Jordan Weaving. Dennis, British Championship runners all the way through the field in every class today.
Yeah, for sure, a mixture of bikes. We've got Super Twins, Mini Twins, you've got the 400s, you've got the 125s, like Moto3 bikes, a wide mix of stuff. Make it quite difficult, I suppose, at times. Even post-classic seniors out there, and Andruch on his 1100. But we'll see how these guys get on.
And we are on the starters grid. The green flag waved at the back. Such is the grid. He has to jump up and down. Keep your eyes on that bridge. The lights facing us just now. There's 2 lights on this side of it, and away they go. Red lights go out, and we are all heading down towards St Curve. Lots of novice vests at the back there, which is good to see.
Starting back. Look at the guy up the inside there, Joe Irvin, one of the guys that was won the race yesterday on the Saturday. Look at all the inside there.
Oh, down he goes. Joe Irvin goes down, and he wipes out Mark Boren with him. Whoa, big accident there. Boren's bike runs across the bottom of the road. Thankfully nobody hits him. Mark will have absolutely no idea what happened there, and dearie me, Dennis, that was an absolute crazy manoeuvre.
I was just spying the sheets there, and just obviously got carried away from being at the back of the grid and trying to come through there, and unfortunately he's gone down. Red lights have gone out, Duncan, which you would expect there, and I was glad to see Matt Boren up to his feet there straight away. One of the guys in novice pistol. Look at this on-board footage.
Yeah. Oh dear, and that's a big off for Matt Boren there. That's a big high side. Watch this. The bike comes in, it hits the back wheel, so it goes sideways, and he gets flicked right up and over, and oh, that's going to knock the wind out.
How lucky was Tom Robinson as well?
Well, that's not often Tom is lucky off a start, really, is it? Well, let's get the restart underway straight away. We gather our breath in the commentary box here, and that was an absolute frantic first start. The red lights are on the bridge, and away we go down towards St Curves. Davy McNair right at the back of the grid, but this time, as we head in towards the first corner for the first time of Askin, cutting across the front is Craig Shirlaw, who leads. Thankfully, there are no madmen entering the corner on the apex, out of control.
Yeah, for sure. Graham Bedell looking back at Tom Robinson there, and Tom Robinson's got a half reasonable start there at the front, but it is Shirlaw leading the way from Donald at the moment, then Jordan Weaving right behind, and then we've got young Taran Mackenzie, Lewis Rollo right behind them as also. 4 different types of bikes there. You've got Super Twin, Mini Twin, Moto 3 bike and a 125, all in the top 5 there at the moment, so a wide mix of stuff going on, and I'm sure this one's going to go right the way through down to the wire. The guy that's been looking impressive, Duncan, you mentioned before there, Craig Shirlaw. and he's looking really smooth and fast out there. And you've got to say it's putting Gavin Donald under pressure. He's looking more on the brakes than the hairpin.
You see, Craig Shirlaw comes from the Shirlaw Racing, you could call it family or dynasty in Aberdeen. Craig does a lot of road racing over in Ireland and a very, very quick man. We've not seen him too much here in Knockhill, and it really is great to see the Shirlaw name not just back on the bike as a sticker, but back on the bike as an actual rider as he goes through the top of St Curves. But we need to jump back also, Dennis, I believe, to the very first start there, because Joe Irvin, I'm saying a madman there, but Joe Irvin is a very, very class rider. That is quite out of character for Joe Irvin, what happened there.
Yeah, for sure. Probably got caught up with the speed of the guys compared to what he's used to going towards the top of the St Curve there, because normally he's a guy that's at the front and challenging for wins in the British Championship, and just one of those things. And you could see he tried to go to the inside, and as soon as he hit the curb, lost the front. And I think just very unfortunate for Mark Bowen in the wrong place at the wrong time, because he's been riding so well this weekend. He had his best result yesterday that we've seen in a long time, and looking very impressive as we again watch Gavin Donald have a look at Shirlaw on the brakes and the hairpin.
Yep, and Gavin Donald has got it done this time. He's got past Craig Shirlaw. So Gavin Donald from Craig Shirlaw. Then we have got Jordan Weaving in third place, and Tara McKenzie on the orange bike in fourth. But who is this coming up the inside? It's Teasdale. It could only be Lee Teasdale. And I kind of drew breath there in a minute.
He was coming from a long way back there, and we've kind of missed Lee Teasdale on this one. I was looking at Paul McCartney there, one of the guys on the GP 125 bike that seems to be getting better and better all the time. He's down at the 58 second bracket, which I think means he's going to go and do the British Championship here next weekend. The British Superbikes here on the 14th and the 16th of June, so these guys are looking equally impressive out there.
Donald Hendry, the next man to come under the cosh from the flying Lee Teasdale on his WK 650 Super Twin as he goes down and over the first curb off the Arnold Clark chicane. But Teasdale, a man on a mission in any class you put him on. He really is just a class rider.
Yeah, for sure. I'm impressed so far with obviously the guys at the front on the Super Twins, Duncan Mini Twins, but also you've got to look at Jordan Weaving there. He's doing a great job in fending off young Tara McKenzie and looking pretty comfortable whilst he's doing that kind of pace.
Grant Reid as well. Grant Reid quite out off sorts today, isn't he? Teasdale goes round the outside of somebody else, and Grant Reid is the next man ahead up the road. So Grant Reid, we would expect him to be almost right at the very front, but he's leading the 400.
Yeah, well, Grant Reid actually won the races yesterday, Duncan, for the 400, so he actually got the better of Tom Robinson, but it looks like so far in this one that Tom Robinson, because he got a better start, a nice clean start for Tom Robinson, he's managed to catapult that and keep that momentum going. As I watch the guys through the chicane there, Gavin Donald at the front, ahead of Craig Shirlaw this time, and Jordan Weaving a close watch in third place.
Yeah, the little Moto 3 bike sounds absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? The Moto 3 of Jordan Weaving, the KTM, exactly the same bike as you can see in fourth place to Tara McKenzie coming towards you. But when you look at these bikes in the paddock, they're just absolutely gorgeous. They're Grand Prix machines, Dennis. There's just nothing, normal about them. They're absolutely factory, you'd say. Yeah,
well, you could probably say that those two bikes there in third and fourth place, Duncan, probably equal to the value of the rest of the bikes on the grid, which is a scary thought, but that's probably the truth of the matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And Joe Irvin just put his one down the road the St Curves. But Shirlaw back into the lead. Craig Shirlaw takes the lead as he goes through there, and you've got to think that Weaving's thinking about it. He goes up the inside. It's a good controlled manoeuvre. He's passed by the time they get to the apex. Oh, Gavin Donald squeezed that. He tapped on a little bit too much trying to get back there.
It looked like Gavin Donald was trying to hold the bike tight. Maybe he's thinking he was going to get back up the inside in towards Butchers, and as he was trying to hold it tight, that's causing the rear to slide out on him. And if he'd just used a little bit more of the curb and run wide level with Weaving, that probably wouldn't have happened. He'd have been right in the back wheel, but he lost a bit of momentum, but very fast through Clark's there, and he's already chasing down towards the back wheel of him again as we watch Shirlaw down the hairpin. And Craig Shirlaw looking very, very impressive, and Duncan won the races yesterday. He was leading it right the way through to the last lap, last corner, and got mugged and ended up crossing line in third place, and I'm pretty sure he won't want to see that happening again. But he's also a man that's doubling up on track time. He's out on the superbike, so that's going to be hard work for him riding the superbike, and he's going to get on this, and he's going to feel like he's standing still out there.
Yeah. Do you think that Jordan Weaving's almost had enough of this? I don't want to hang about with these guys now. I want to get to the front, but he's just been mugged on straight line speed. The Super Twin of Gavin Donald there just got him, but look at that back up the inside, nice and smooth. There's no rushed about that, is there? Nothing's rushed. It's controlled. He gets to the apex, fires out the corner.
You hit the nail on the head there. It's all smooth and controlled.
Sorry, Dennis, that made me really draw breath there.
And that was Liam Mayhew there, just getting caught up with the wrong place on the track there, just as I went through the Arnold Clark chicane. And again, look, that's made the first four all close up there, because Tara McKenzie was right in the back of that lot.
through the first corner. Dougie Brown there, we've not seen enough of Dougie Brown, and he's got Davy McNairn homing in, which is always a frightening thought as McNairn goes up the inside. Brown tries to defend. They make Scotsmen extremely tight for each other, but thankfully they get through there. There's no shenanigans on and no contact.
And David McNairn, one of the guys we should really talk about, probably one of the fittest guys in the paddock. You would think, was it 5 times
Don't argue with him.
Taekwondo champion in Scotland, but also twice British champion, and I was equally very impressed when I found out information of David McNairn there, one of the guys, and obviously we're only getting a fight with him.
Oh, look at Weaving, surely not there. That's a gallus attempt there. Weaving tries to go through on the inside of Leslie's, but it wasn't to be.
The good thing, he's probably doing this weekend now. He knows that won't work next weekend. He won't be trying that again.
Yeah, like Joe Irving knows that won't work as well at the first corner. But look at Donald, they're back into traffic now, so it's all happening. Tara McKenzie has managed to get himself onto the back of the train as well as they go up the inside. I think that was Natasha Moss they were passing there as they come through and on their way towards the hairpin. The front 4 all now tied together. Sherlaw, Donald, Weaving and McKenzie. Look at Weaving going up the inside. Jordan even thinking about it, but they're not doing anything silly, these boys. They don't want any damage, do they, Dennis? It's a week until the British Superbikes. Here's Gavin Donald gets on the gas a little bit aggressively there. Yeah, for sure. Obviously they don't want to do anything silly, but I was just going to say that look at the difference between Craig Sherlaw and Gavin Donald on the bike. Craig Sherlaw's tucked in a lot more than I would say Gavin Donald. Looks like he rides with his head up, whereas Craig Sherlaw's tucked in trying to get every ounce of speed out there. And that's probably with the road racing, because straight line speed, especially when they're out to the northwest and places like that, the more speed they can get, obviously the better for these guys. Yeah, very much a kind of 250 Grand Prix style that Craig Sherlaw's shown us here on his bike as he comes through the Arnold Clark chicane and up the back straight. The ER6 Kawasaki that Craig Sherlaw's on, beautifully prepared bike when you see it up close. One of the fanciest exhaust systems I've ever seen in my life on it, Dennis. I'm just watching him close up to some more slow rides as they chase down towards the hairpin again, and this could make it interesting as we get down towards the critical point of the race there. Rod Walker there, 118 there, you can see he's in the shot. Paul McCartney about to get done as well as the leaders come past him. Oh, Gavin Donald does a massive high side, Dennis. That was an absolute egg beater, as you'd call it. The last lap as well. The checker flag is out. The race is over for Gavin Donald. Craig Sherlaw wins the race, but that was a big high side and he was lucky. And John Weaving had to roll off there. Yeah. Tara McKenzie came through to get second. He was lucky that nobody else collected him there. The photographers and the marshals all on the inside. So Craig Sherlaw takes the spoils of victory. But what a way to end the race. Gavin Donald. Yeah, glad to see he was up on his feet there, Duncan. Absolutely. So Craig Sherlaw wins from Tara McKenzie. McKenzie gets lucky at the last corners. Weaving has to lift off. Lewis Rollo, Lee Teasdale, Adrian McCarthy, Tom Robinson and Grant Reid round out the top 8. Let's hand down to Joe Tanner.
Greg, yet another win. It was a little bit tighter this time and there was a bit of carnage behind you as well.
Yeah, Gavin definitely kept me an honest race there. As soon as he passed me, it sort of spurred me on to get back by him. I think he helped me out a bit with my braking lines and braking markers, but as soon as I picked him up, I managed to sort of pass him coming into the top corner there and just got my head down and pulled away.
It's nice to see a race out of it though, rather than just domination.
Yeah, no, that's what I prefer. I prefer to have a bit of a closer race rather than just being sort of either out of the front or mid-pack with nobody. It's more fun, definitely.
It could have been a win for you, then a big sort of incident at the hairpin there and you've ended up third, so an up and down ending to the race.
Yeah, I'd say it was a good race again. Hope that guy's okay.
He got up and limped off, but it was a big high side.
Yeah, that was quite big. I'm glad I avoided it, but it was close. Then Taz took advantage of me and got me to the line. So yeah, it was a good race, and thank you to get a good position again.
Taz, we didn't see you here yesterday. The day started difficult because you had to start off the back, but already a good second place.
Yeah, started from the back of the grid in the first race and then just got fourth in that first race from the back, and then got to start from fourth in that race, which helped a lot. And
I think that the high side helped as well, didn't it? You were perfectly positioned to take advantage.
I was quite lucky. I seen Gavin had a couple of moments in the race, and I was happy with my distance that I was behind him. And then he got in front of Jordan, and then he had a big high side, but I hope he's okay. And
yeah, he limped off. He looks like he was all right.
Yeah, he was massive. I've never seen someone go so high in the air, but yeah, looking forward to the next race and see how that goes.
So let's just watch Gavin Donald get on the gas and flicked over the handlebars and land right on the back of his head and his back and his bum there, Dennis. That's everything that hurts. Yeah, I know that Taz said it was massive, but actually held on to the bars right the way over the top until he was going back down. Jordan even looking back.
Yeah, you can see him holding his head, but thankfully okay.
Some of the biggest upheavals in American sports is in the world of motor racing, especially sports car racing. There's mergers, new series being proposed, audiences coming and going, drivers getting younger and younger. That's why you need the Racing Insiders on MAV TV to help you navigate the turmoil. The Racing Insiders is a new, weekly, 30-minute news show covering sports car racing, whether it's being done professionally, globally, or by the local grassroots club. Award-winning journalist Bill Wood will host the weekly discussions, along with race-winning insiders Peter Keene in Florida and Jim Daniels in Tennessee. It's a fast-paced, edgy sports show. They'll even reach out to guest insiders to bring you behind-the-scenes insider information you'll want to know. This new era in sports car racing needs the Racing Insiders.
The Racing Insiders on MAV TV, Thursdays at 2 and 5 p.m. Eastern, and again on Saturdays at noon.
So welcome back to Knockhill Racing Circuit for the 125s. Now we're going to have some Kawasaki Ninjas in here as well. As you can see, the grid is on the screen in front of us. We must keep our eyes on Callum Grieger, Rory Skinner, Thomas Lodge, the front row of the grid, but we're already under starters' orders, and away we go. It's a very quick light change there, Dennis, as we head down towards first corner. Rory Skinner gets that little 80cc bike off and almost alongside Max Alexander, but the Kawasaki's just squeeze the throttle a little bit longer, and through the first corner seat curves they go, with the Formula 125 bikes trailing in their wake as they all go through Leslie's just now. Let's try and pick up a visual on the leader as the three Ninjas make their way down. It's Max Alexander hits the front as they come up towards the Arnold Clark chicane for the first time of asking. A little bit wayward through there was Max, but up the back straight towards Clark.
Yeah, and it's good. We've actually got 4 Kawasaki Ninjas out in this one, Duncan, this weekend, which is pretty impressive. And Ty McIntosh, one of the other guys getting used to one of these bikes, he was looked back from Rory Skinner there on the GP80 bike and just hasn't got the speed that he needs to kind of keep up with the guys at the front. But we've got Callum Grieger, Rory Skinner there, like I say, looking in the mix. But the guys on the 250s there, you've got Max Alexander, Callum Grieger there in second place, and in third place Thomas Lodge, first visit here to Knockhill, so picking up the track really well.
Popped himself into second place there, number 1 bike Thomas Lodge. But yeah, the last time we saw Alexander and Grieger, but it's nice to see a few more of these Kawasaki's because they give us some cracking racing. But look, just off the back and forth, we've got young Rory Skinner on his 80cc bike there.
And we know all these guys, Duncan, as well, they like to overtake at every opportunity there, and Lodge was looking up the inside in towards the top of seat curve, but they also like to throw themselves at the scenery every now and again. Obviously young kids learn all the time. Look at Callum Grieger in towards Scotsman Connor, a nice manoeuvre using all the paint on the exit there as he runs in towards Butchers, and then chasing down his probably nemesis at the front there, Max Alexander, as he goes through the Arnold Clark chicane. A bit of a weird line there. I think that you're probably almost going to pick that up.
His front fairing looked a bit loose as he went over the curb there. I don't know if it was just my eyes vibrating or his fairing, but there's a little bit of pride and honour at stake here with Grieger and Alexander. They both want to win. Nobody wants to get beaten by the other one on home turf for these guys. So Max Alexander with a little bit of the heads up now as they come in towards the hairpin, leading on the number 2 bike as we disappear back into the mid pack and see a couple of the bikes going through the the Arnold Clark chicane. That looked like Robin Lindsay was one of them.
Yeah, and Jordan Gill, I think, being the second. Again, these guys running through Clarks, but your race leads again, coming up over the start finish straight. Max Alexander keeping the pace really fast, 101 at the sharp end there, doing a really good job there. And then we've got Callum Grieger in second, then we've got the Lodge there in third place, but hanging in the background still, you've got to be impressed with young Rory Skinner, still running wet tyres, and obviously this warmer temperature there, that's going to make them probably even worse, and I'm pretty sure he's now going to start feeling that front end moving around on that little GP80 bike, and hopefully that'll keep him nice and safe as well.
Well, he's running lap times that are very comparable, but you see the front of Callum Grieger's bike, they're just vibrating as he goes over the crest of the Arnold Clark chicane there. But yeah, he's running lap times that are very comparable with the guys at the front, and he's so light, but he's such a nice little kid, Rory Skinner. He is the future of Scottish motorbike racing, just behind the 2 guys ahead of him, really, Max Alexander, Callum Grieger. You always look for the next ones coming. Skinner is your man.
I was just saying, Max Alexander, very impressive because he's fast from the front, Duncan, but also keeping these laps consistent, and he's actually pulling the biggest gap we've seen with these guys all weekend there. And he's got like what, a second and a half there as he comes out the hairpin up over the start finish straight. Doesn't sound a lot, but it is a big gap there as we look at Jordan Gill and Robin Lindsay coming through the Arnold Clark chicane.
That's a very Jim Moody-esque helmet that Robin Lindsay's got, isn't it? The pink helmet.
Yeah, just say the battle there with the actual Formula 125s there. Bethany Polanski got a better start than Asher Robson, and Bethany Polanski's picking up a pace and having a good fight with Asher Robson out there in the race circuit.
Yep, good to see those guys, those girls getting on with things as they go around the circuit. But yeah, Callum Grieger's going to be scratching his head here thinking, how is Max Alexander got such a big gap. Where is Max Alexander? Oh, there he just goes through shot there. For a minute there I thought we'd lost him, Dennis, as they go through the chicane and up the back straight. A little look over the inside shoulder by Thomas Lodge there, and this is the most we've ever seen Kawasaki spaced out at Knockhill when they're racing. They're always glued together. They remind you, if you can remember back far enough, of an RDLC, the Yamaha, the Wrangler Pro-Am series, all going round together. The LCs, there were a big massive herd of bikes going round the circuit.
I'm not as old as you, Duncan.
Thanks, Dan.
Again, like you said, the Kawasaki's, for the people that probably don't know, it's a 4-stroke 250 single cylinder machine, and obviously slightly different to the 2-strokes, but these guys doing a good job there. And speaking to Thomas Lodge earlier on, he wanted to get into the 101s, and if he did that, he said that was his mission for the weekend, was to come here, get into a 101. He's done that. He's done a 101.6 in this race alone there, so he's going to be really happy with that kind of pace. Look at the 69 machine there of Rory Skinner. And like I say, young Rory, novice rider, but look how fast and smooth he is, and the style of the kid as well. You know, he's looking pretty funky. He uses all the curbs as he goes through in towards Butchers, and again through the Arnold Clark chicane, nice and smooth, and carries that momentum. And we have to say, for somebody that's 11 years old, this is why you need young kids into racing as soon as possible. You know, they do this kind of thing in Spain with the Spanish stuff, the CEV championships, France, Italy. They all get the young kids on GP type bikes straight away, and that's what you need to kind of bring them through. And Rory Skinner is definitely going to be a man to watch in the future, as Max Alexander's lost a little bit of time there to Callum Grieger. I think Callum's just got the bit between his teeth there and starting to close down as you come onto the start-finish straight. These guys are going to go past Jordan Gill and Robin Lindsay as they go underneath the Beatson's Building Supplies Bridge.
Yeah, Rory Skinner's bike, we should say, it's an actual Grand Prix chassis with the 80cc engine put into it. So Max Alexander goes past Robin Lindsay, and that Callum Grieger's going to have to do something here, but Max Alexander is just getting everything falling into place for him right now, isn't he? He realises he's riding so well, Dennis. He's getting all his apexes, he's carrying huge amounts of corner speed, which you have to in these bikes, but he's also getting past the back markers when he needs to.
Yeah, but you see how much he's getting his head tucked in there. That chin is on the tank there, Duncan. He's flat as he possibly can be. He's tucked in as much as he possibly can out there in the race circuit, and he's making it hard for Callum. Callum's riding the wheels off the thing as well. The lap times have been a lot faster than we've seen from these guys at any other meeting across the start of the season there. And you've got to be impressed with Thomas Lodge on his first outing there. He's doing a good job as well here at Knockhill, and lap time wise is really good. But the main men at the front, normally these are overtaking every other corner out in the race circuit, but they're kind of holding station out there at the moment. Maybe just need a little bit more traffic to make it a little bit more interesting and close them up again once more.
He's very aerodynamic, Max Alexander. He's got that kind of long back, which they look for in the Grand Prix on the little 125s and the Moto 3 bikes. Tucked in, you can see everything's tucked in there, and it's acceleration right until the point of where they need to turn in towards the corner. As Grieger goes down through Leslie's and in towards Scotsman Corner, you can see really good long sweeping lines like you need to do on these bikes to keep the corner speed up. Callum Grieger, he's a local man. He comes from a very good racing family. As he come over the top again, you can see that fairing just vibrating about just that little bit as they go up the back straight there and towards Clark Corner.
Yeah, it looks like Max Alexander again has stretched that lead out just a little bit, but just looking towards the time screens, Duncan, the last time through there was a 10th of a second difference as we look at the 79 machine there.
Yep, 79 machine, which is great to see them on screen. Ashley Robson there, the Formula 125, and she's getting chased hard by Bethany Polanski, and Polanski has really got it together, hasn't she? Because I remember last year she was getting a couple of laps and she was getting black flags, so we're just trying to get her up to speed, but Bethany Polanski really getting on song with the Formula 125 Aprilia now.
Yeah, getting used to the thing and getting quicker and quicker every time out. We like to see people progressing, but the amount of progress she made is really impressive there, and Ashley Robson doing a good job just keeping in front of Bethany Polanski at the moment.
Speed of that bike through Leslie's there, Max Alexander, and absolutely on the limit.
I would say he's aggressive but positive with everything that he does, Duncan. He's throwing it down, he's hard on the brakes, he's changing it through, and just watch him up.
Little look over the shoulder there. He's wondering if Callum Grieger is still with him, because he must know that he is pushing extremely hard. And is he managing to drop Callum Grieger? Yes is the answer. Very, very eeksy-peeksy lap times, and it's just maybe half a tenth a lap away from each other. So Callum Grieger trying to hang in there, Max Alexander trying extremely hard.
Yep, for sure. As we look back at Bethany Polanski chasing down Ashley Robson, and I've got to say Ashley Robson looks really good out there, but kind of really complimentary towards Ashley Robson, how she was getting on last year in this particular class. But to see Bethany Polanski, like you say, you've already said, Duncan, come from where she was to be up to this kind of speed and pace is really positive for going forward in the future.
up the back straight. The 125's going. That is the actual battle for the lead in the 125s, but just look at the speed of that little Kawasaki as he goes through there. Max Alexander back out of Scotsman corner, gets himself right tucked in. The head's down behind the clocks there as he comes up to the chicane again. Flicks it left, flicks it right, and over the top he goes and away up the back straight. No look over the shoulder this time because he's got to focus, because he's got a back marker in front of him.
Yeah, that's young Ty McIntosh there. You can see that's one of the other ninjas out there on the circuit, and he's out there for the first time today on that ninja. So doing a good job there, Ty McIntosh, getting used to that bike there. But as your race leader's already getting up, and to be fair, Max Alexander caught it in the right spot, never got held up, and it's probably made it a little bit hard for Callum as well.
Ashley Robson getting the blunt end of it there, but having to go through mid-say curves there, and does get past on Jordan Gill there. Bethany Polanski, I'm pretty sure, would have followed suit in towards Scotsman, but look at the gap come down. Has the gap come down? Yes, it has. And the pit boards, if there was a pit board, it'd be telling Max Alexander that here he comes. Number 99 goes past Ty McIntosh. So the last lap of asking, has Callum Gregor got something stored up his RST leather sleeves? Can he make this count? A 1:01 flat for Grigor on the last lap, and down it's Alexander. Max Alexander can't believe it. He's sitting in the gravel trap looking and wondering what has gone wrong, and down there's the ninja lying on its side, and that's at the chicane, and you could just see it on board from Rory Skinner there as Rory Skinner's about to take second place.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Max Alexander there entirely. It looked like Max Biaggi sitting in the gravel trap there for the split second, but that's handed it to Callum Gregor. And Max Alexander, you could see how hard he was pushing. He was trying really, really hard throughout this thing, and just got caught out there. Last lap, they just had to take it nice and steady. The worst he would have been was second, but he definitely had the advantage over Callum, who's took that nice victory. As we look back for the person for second place, and will Rory Skinner be able to hold it to the line ahead of Thomas Lodge?
Rory Skinner, can we see him coming over the line? But never mind that. Callum Gregor put a charge on towards the end. He put the pressure on Max Alexander, but Rory Skinner does get second place.
Callum, a fine win. I'm not going to say gifted, but putting pressure on the leader, and then Max crashed.
Yeah, unfortunately Max crashed. Yeah, just made a little mistake at the hairpin, which allowed me to catch up, and then we went into the chicane and we just put a little bit too much pressure on the front, and the front just slid away from him. But just hope he's all right and he'll be out in the next race.
Rory, our 11-year-old record-breaking youngest ever rider, and the first podium as well. Historic moment.
Yeah.
Happy enough with the race?
Yeah, it was catching Thomas towards the end. Last two laps just pushed my hardest, and I got past him in the end.
And our third place man, the accident there obviously helped at the end to get you up onto the podium.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, luckily that, well, not unfortunate for Max, but luckily for me, just gifted me a podium really, so yeah, happy with that.
So the 125's Grigor from Skinner and Lodge. Ashley Robson gets up into fourth place, first of the Formula 125s on the road there. A great race with Bethany Polanski, Shipperley McIntosh and Lindsay Holman, 8th position. In the 125 points, that's Rory Skinner commanding from Ashley Robson, with Bethany Polanski up into third place. Gillian McGaw, who we didn't see here this weekend, in fourth, with Jordan Gill, Shipperley and Lewis Patterson down in 7th position.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new GoRacingTV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So welcome back to Knockhill for another pre-injected 600 race, which we're about to see Lee Teasdale with Chris Clements and Paul Bowerbank on the front row of the grid. Des Burns, Polanski and Rennie, again they will all be at the sharp end, and Patrick Foreman will be looking for a bit of revenge in this one, Dennis. No jump starts from Foreman this time.
Yeah, for sure, these guys getting quicker and quicker as it went on, and last time through Des Burns looking pretty sharp, so expecting good things from Des in this last race of the day, and probably save his best to last. But Lee Teasdale's been the man of the meeting, hasn't he, really, Duncan?
He has. He's been the man of the year in the pre-injected 600 class, and these bikes, highly tuned little steel frame 600s. And let's see who gets the best start down towards St Curves this time. Lovely weather conditions here at Knockhill, as you can see the green flag at the back, so we're almost ready.
As you're saying about stats, Polanski's definitely been the man off the line so far this year.
He has. Matt Polanski in middle of the second row of the grid, and we're on board with Polanski. Scuffed it of RST leathers. Having said that, Dennis has just given him the commentator's curse. A dreadful start by Matthew Polanski, and he's mugged by Foreman and Rennie as you go through St Curves. Rennie up the inside of Patrick Foreman had to lift the bike up, but already Lee Teasdale has gone. He's checked it. Look at the size of the lead.
He's done this every single race. He's got a second gap by the time he gets to the Arnold Clark chicane, and very, very impressive stuff. And it almost like Polanski missed a gear, and Des Burns got a good sign. He's up the inside of Chris Clements into Clark's there, up into third place. A nice manoeuvre straight away by Des Burns, and I think he's wanting to mean business. He's going to try and get past people as soon as he possibly can. He's got Paul Balbank ahead of him now as a charge down the hairpin. Looks like Alan Rennie's coming in for the mix in this one as well.
Yep, Rennie goes up the inside of Chris Clements at the hairpin there, and the rest of the movers and shakers all coming through. Harry Puller just going up the inside of Matthew Kerr. But we would like to see the exit the corner and the leaders. But there goes Lee. Look at the size of that lead for Teesdale at the end of lap 1 here at Knockhill. In lovely weather conditions, Lee Teesdale is stonking away from Paul Burbank, and Des Burns on the Autovox Yamaha up the inside of him at Scotsman Corner, and that was a committed move.
Yeah, nice move, and it looks like Burbank's to get pressure from his teammate now, Alan Rennie, right behind. So Alan Rennie out of retirement from the Wine Club from last season, back out there racing this year, doing a good job. Chris Clements right behind, and already looking at the inside at Clark's.
Yeah, that's his teammate, the two teammates trying to do each other out there. But these guys, all very good friends. I think they should have a Facebook group page. They're always on Facebook noising each other up before the race meetings. It's quite exciting and interesting to watch as we see Clements now having a look on the number 6 Yamaha. He goes up the inside of somebody, but that's actually Matthew Polanski we're on board with, and he's just done the wildest man on the circuit, if you like. Patrick Foreman on the brakes. Now, has Foreman got an answer for him?
Yeah, we shall soon see as he comes up over the top, and I'm pretty sure if Matt Polanski knew he was going to have that camera, and he'd clean them levers before the weekend.
As Rennie does get past Clements, and Clements repays the favour straight away at Scotsman Corner. These guys battling very hard, holding each other up. You can see Bowerbank starting to stretch away on that light blue 600 Yamaha through the Arnold Clark chicane. From the elevated camera point here, the guys at AJKTV giving us some fantastic views around a nice sunny fresh Knockhill today. Clements looked a bit wide there, Dennis, and that's going to hurt his drive off of Clarkson around to his lot.
Yeah, misses turn-in point there just by a foot or so, Duncan. That held him wide all the way through the corner, and Alan Rennie's going to have a look back on the inside on the brakes in towards the hairpin, and this is a good thing. It's actually helping out Polanski behind there. Alan Rennie just not close enough to get through. Has a bit of a look to somebody in the crowd there, maybe he's waving to a fan.
I thought Rennie would have had him there, and because Rennie was slow leading the hairpin, Polanski with the dirty RST leather straight back past him as they go up the main straight. So Alan Rennie will be ruining that he didn't just release the brake and roll the bike into the corner and kind of duff Chris Clements up. But look how quick Chris Clements is today. He's already on the back of Paul Burbank. Remember, Lee Teesdale is in this race. He is leading this race, and he's probably just left Clark.
And as Des Burns. Des Burns has done a good job. He's got to the front, and Des Burns is putting his fastest lap ever this weekend in the pre-injection class, a 54.6, I think, Des Burns, if not 54.5, and very, very fast lap times. But Lee Teesdale, look at him just coming in towards the hairpin. They actually looked a little bit out of shape for the first time this weekend.
George McCombie on number 12 staying well out of the way there and letting Lee Teesdale through as he goes up the main straight to click off another lap here with a lovely little wheelie over the crest at Knockhill here. And we wait for the rest to come through. There's a pit board getting done from the pit wall. There's the numbers coming out, the hand signals, which is quite famous in the pre-injected class here.
I know when I started club racing and stuff like that, Duncan used to go to a race meeting with my mum, and we never used to have a pit board. She used to give me the thumbs up at the side of the track or emulate with her hands what they're doing, and that's exactly what's happening with the guys on the top there. And I think people were trying to tell Bowerbank he had a bit of a gap there to Alan Rennie, but it looks like Polanski, although he had a sluggish start, Duncan fell back through the traps there. He's getting up towards the back of these guys really well and coming up through the field.
Yeah, good style, Matt Polanski, ex-motocrosser. So up the inside, he's past Clements. Clements was wide there, and that let Polanski through on the inside. But there's your man Des Burns in second place. In third place, we have still got Paul Burbank, and like Clements having a think about repaying the favour to Polanski straight away, but just unable to. Now, Dennis, talk us through these bikes. Are they standard, or are they quite highly tuned bikes?
Pretty much these are ex kind of supersport bikes, Duncan. Obviously, they're probably running different wiring them. Some of the guys will keep them standard, but a wide mix of what they can do to the bike. Some are highly tuned, some of them might even be standard, but it all depends on how much money you want to spend on things. But pre-injection, predominantly kind of a cheapness in terms of the class and the bikes that they ride, but it's an endless pit once you get into it.
You could spend a fortune if you wanted to, as we see Chris Clements coming through and then up the back straight.
I'm just going to say about Chris Clements there, the race previous, Duncan, he was in second place, no hassles whatsoever, but we've seen him about 2 times on the trot there wide at Clarkson. Last time through, I let Polanski go through, so I wonder if Chris Clements is suffering maybe with grip or just, I don't know, because he was a lot faster than this in the race earlier.
Maybe a bit of gear selection issues for him. He's just not getting the gear as he goes in towards the corner at Clark, which could be a common problem as Burbank uses all the extra curb at the hairpin there, the grippy curbs that we have here, the painted curbs at Knockhill, as we come up in glorious sunshine past the start-finish and race control area and in towards St. Curves. Polanski has not got an answer for Bowerbank, and that is the way it is just now.
Yeah, and also just dropping off the back of everybody there is Alan Rennie, and Alan Rennie was in the mix to start off with.
He was, Paul Bowerbank was a bit slack there. He could have been past that back marker, but he held up there, didn't he?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a close call yesterday, Duncan, with a slow ride as I went through the Arnold Clark chicane, nearly caused a bit of an incident. I think just Paul Bowerbank realising that Des Burns is probably too far ahead, but that's just backed up Polanski and Chris Clements towards the back wheel of himself, but he was just playing it safe, making sure he wasn't going to cut anybody up. So a nice safe way through there by Bowerbank, so you've got to respect him for that.
Yeah, good on him. Paul Bowerbank though has got Polanski and Clements on his tail now because of that back marker issue, but Des Burns is away. He looks like he's in a very safe and secure second place on the Autovox 600 Yamaha.
Des Burns has changed his levers, obviously had the brand new Scott levers on there with the Swan Yamaha logos, and I think they're just kind of digging in a little bit to him, so he's gone back to his old comfy ones.
Polanski's got up there and said it to Scotsman, and he's taken that third place. Is Bowerbank still on the outside? No, Polanski is ahead. Clements looking as they're going towards Clark Corner to do Bowerbank as well, but it's not to be, so Polanski gets himself onto the box. He's in third place. Clements tucked right into the back of Bowerbank as they're heading towards the hairpin, and Bowerbank steamrolls up the inside, and that's the Paul Bowerbank that we're used to seeing. He goes past Matthew Polanski on the exit of the corner. There's no contact like there was in an earlier race, and the last lap flag was out there as well, then.
Yeah, it's going to be down to the final corner between them two, that's for sure. And as you see, Lee Teasdale there, nice comfortable lead at the front, and again just coming towards the back of Eddie Butler in second place. Des Burns again looking comfortable in second place, Duncan, but it's going to be down between Polanski and obviously the previous champion there, Paul Bowerbank, has come to the hairpin for the final time, and Bowerbank looking racy like we used to seeing him.
But here comes number 78, Lee Teasdale, on his Yamaha into the Knockhill hairpin, the Taylor's turn. He picks the bike up and he can see the checker flag. He could almost push it home from here to take the checker flag. It's been a great weekend and a dominant weekend for Teasdale as he wins, as everything else happens at the hairpin. Let's hope the guys manage to come through. Here comes Polanski. He's out the hairpin. There's Bowerbank ahead of him. Bowerbank's going to get third. It is Des Burns who gets second place, with Polanski hanging on for fourth ahead of Clements in fifth. Alan Rennie comes home in sixth, with Patrick Foreman and David Jackson in eighth place. Let's hand down to Joe Tanner for some post-race interviews in the pit lane.
Paul, a good third position under some lovely blue skies, but you couldn't quite live with our race winner today, Lee. He was on a mission, wasn't he?
He was. He's unbeatable. He's beat the lap record this weekend with a 54, which has never been done, so he's going to be hard to catch, but I'm a bit disappointed I didn't get a second. That was taken from me earlier on, so third place will have to do. But
still, it's a good place to continue building from. You've had a really difficult start to the year, so this is a good confidence building round for you, surely.
Well, compared to last year, was first and seconds all year, and then you're put back to third and fourth, and it's just not good enough. Nothing's ever going to be good enough again. So
I'm sure you can turn it around.
I'll try my best.
Well done.
Cheers.
And Lee, yet again a race winner. These guys are all thoroughly depressed with the pace that you're going at, lowering the lap record as well. You've wiped the smile off their faces today.
No, I was chuffed with the lap record yesterday. Got the lap record for the pre-injection, so I was happy with that. And then 5 out of 5 again. Happy with that.
Absolutely, dominant weekend so far. You're raced in two different classes as well, so you must be absolutely knackered at this stage of the day.
Yeah, I'm a bit, but I come off on that last race on the twin. I'm a bit stiff now, but all right.
It's great to see you. We're going to obviously up here compete at Knockhill. It's great to have you here. We didn't have you last year. You're a regular in the North East Championship. We're going to definitely see you finish the season off. You need to keep these points going.
Oh, I'll definitely be finishing it. If everything stays all right, I'll be here all season.
Well done, Lee.
Cheers, thanks.
And our second place man, a second place yesterday, but a good podium today.
After I had a wee disappointment this morning. I had some gearbox issues in the first race this morning, and I just felt off the pace in the first two races, and I went out there and I thought to myself, just need to go for it. And I knew if I could keep the same distance from Lee, there was a good chance once I'd cleared Paul and Matt and Chris that I might be able to pull a wee bit on them, because they're a wee bit quicker on the straight than me. But other than that, I was well happy with what happened.
Is it already at that stage where people aren't even trying to beat Lee? He's just too quick?
Lee's bike is far quicker in the straight than my bike. I don't know if it's because he's lighter or whatever, but
I won't say anything.
Thanks very much, Joe.
I didn't say anything.
I can sit with him and actually catch him a wee bit round the back end, and the minute we come off the hairpin, he just leaves everybody for dead. So, and plus, he's riding out his skin as well. He's a really, really good rider. So, if you can tag on to the back of him, you can learn a bit from him.
Well done, a great result. Good to see you smiling again.
Aye, after this morning it is anyway. Thanks, Joe.
Well done.
Cheers.
Let's have a look at the championship positions for the pre-injected 600s. It's Teesdale up front with 207 points for Polanski and Des Burns. Chris Clements gets himself up, and Paul Burbank makes a good step up the championship order into 5th place.
Well, that brings today's racing to an end, unfortunately. That's all we have time for from our club classes here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. We've seen some great action from a variety of different machinery. Please join us later in the year for more of the same.